Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody this morning. I hope you are doing well. We are going to give this just a minute to go out to all of you. And I'm going to share this into the mom community as well. And we are going to get rolling today. Yay. So it's Monday, and it's also, I want to mention, it is Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends and family. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We are celebrating here for anybody that doesn't know as well. My husband is from Canada, and so we are very, very lucky and often tummy full people in this house because we have two Thanksgivings. Yay. So I want to welcome everybody, whether you're on live with us this morning or on the replay. We are so glad that you're here. And I'm really excited to jump into this series today. So if you're a mom that doesn't really do the morning thing, not too sure about Mondays either, then be sure to join us this morning for some inspiration. And we are going to be bringing you this series right now that is really exciting throughout the next couple of months. So we bring you fresh and fun inspiration every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Central Time. And this morning we are on episode 21 of the Monday Morning Mama Show. And as I mentioned last week, from now through December, we're going to be bringing you a look at so many different tools that my guests and I can show you to help you this holiday season. And we don't want you to just get through the holiday season. We want you to enjoy it as stress-free as possible. So today we're kicking off this series and talking about Reiki as a tool to combat holiday stress. So I am your hostess, Jessica Dugas, mentor of moms in the Moms Online Mastermind community, helping you to reduce stress and overwhelm in your life and help you find a balance that truly works for you. So joining me today is one of my closest online friends, and I've gotten to know her through Cara Melindy's Spiritual Goddesses Mastermind and Sisterhood, and I love her to pieces. She's coming to us from North Carolina, so I want you to give a big, big welcome to my friend and fellow Reiki master. She's a bioenergetic practitioner and health and wellness coach, Miss Donna Smith Brown. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you. What a wonderful acknowledgement there. I love it.
You are all the things.
All encompassed in one.
I'm so glad that you're here this morning. We have seen each other, I don't know, 3 times now over the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, Donna and I have been in a mastermind together, and we found that we have so many different things in common. And I wanted to bring her on today because Donna has been a Reiki master for a while now, and I'm a little baby, brand new Reiki master. And so I wanted to bring someone on as well that has had a longer experience as well, so we can chat about it. So let's start with super basic this morning. So what is Reiki? Reiki, it's a combination of 2 Japanese words. So Rei means higher power, and Ki is a life force energy that runs not just through your body, but around your being. It runs in your aura and your whole, I think what I read was your mind body. It runs through the whole thing, your mind, your body, your spirit, everything. And what Reiki is a practice where that key energy, that life force energy, is channeled through the practitioner as a healing modality to the client. And as I mentioned, I was just attuned, I think like 2 months ago now. It's been a little while.
Oh, wow.
You go through a process and a class, and then you are attuned by your instructor to pass on the Reiki symbols and the ability to practice from your instructor. And so I want to talk for a minute about what that process was like for you. Donna, when you were taking your class and going through your attunements, what inspired you to learn about Reiki, and then what was that process like for you?
Well, let's see. How far back do you want me to go?
It's good. It's a journey, right?
It is a journey. I was a very, very sick child, and I won't go into all of that and why, but anyway, the Western world wasn't, just couldn't figure out how to help me. And so that kind of led me on my path of the holistic world and working with different modalities. And I happened to run across a lot of energy healing. And the one that kept, because you know the whole, you see things 3 times and you got to pay attention to it. And so Reiki just kept popping up and just kept popping up. And so I thought, well, I'll try it. And I wasn't really planning on getting the Reiki Masters. I wasn't planning on going all the way. I just wanted to do the first 2 atonements. And so I went through the first one, and it was an experience. It makes you take a hard look at yourself. I had let's see, when I got attuned, I had I came off the table when she was attuning me, and I instantly got a toothache. I mean, just horrible pain. Like I just wanted to die, but I was in a group, and you know, I was raised to be tough. You don't show your emotions. So I was trying so hard not to. And my instructor looked at me and she said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, my tooth just kind of hurts a little bit. So she came over and did a little bit more Reiki on me. But that's worst case scenario, I think. I don't know if anybody else has had it quite that bad. But I say that because that did not deter me. That inspired me to go further, because I was like, oh, wow, this did bring up some stuff for me and is making me look at things. And I want to take this further. I want to see where this is going to go. So, you know, do you practice every day? I mean, like, do they have you practice every morning and every night?
Yeah. But when we wake up in the morning and when we go to bed, we were told to do a brief self Reiki. And so, yeah, I'll talk about that in a little bit too. My process was quite a bit different because I did everything online. I did everything in distance. So that's why I wanted your perspective too, because it's really interesting how many different ways there are now to get into Reiki and to learn it and receive your attunements and things like that.
Right. And I think being in a group, you get a lot more energy around you because you get the energy from everybody in the group that's with you. However, I have done some online Reiki just because I like to keep myself up with some of the new stuff, and I like to know what else is being taught. But it's really, it was really a really cool experience for me, because in the mornings when I would do Reiki, in the beginning, I got very antsy and I had to force myself to go through each hand placements. And I mean, it took me a long time to get through it because it's bringing up some uncomfortable things. And so most people would go, "Why did you keep going?"
Because we're curious. We can't help it.
Yes, exactly. It was like, well, why is this doing this? And what's really happening? And what can I do to fix it? And then at night, though, I would fall asleep before I got done. So I kept asking, is that okay? Is that normal? You know, am I doing it wrong? You know, you ask the 150 million questions, you just don't think you're doing it right. So that, she was like, "No, you're doing fine. Just it still keeps working. You know, you're doing good." But it took me probably the first 2 attunements to get where I could do the full attunement in the 30-minute time frame that they wanted you to do it in. Because every time it would take me about an hour, because I would get so uncomfortable, I would pull away, and then I would go back to it, and then I'd pull away. But once I made myself go through the full, you know, the full body hand placements, I was like, what was I so scared of? this is so cool because it just
Yeah.
brings it up. You get to look at it and then release or let go, and then you just feel so energized.
Right.
I mean, the energy, you're just ready. Like this morning, I did this has nothing to do with the beginning of time, but I was doing mine this morning and I was just like, oh my gosh. And I bounced up out of bed and my husband was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I just did my Reiki and I got my shot of coffee this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting, the different sensations that come up. So I want to explain to everybody what happens during the actual process of a Reiki session. So whether you're doing it yourself or you are receiving Reiki from a practitioner, if you're in person, so the practitioner will use different hand positions and it really varies based on practice, based on practitioner. So many different things vary, and it's sends the Reiki energy wherever it's needed throughout your body. So it's not a situation where you'd have to, like, if your eye was bothering you, you'd have to be like this. It's not like that. It's going through it's really servicing your whole being. And it said Reiki energy goes where it's needed, which is where it comes in, where the distance Reiki and Reiki attunements work as well. Now there are different really old school practitioners that believe that Reiki needs to be passed in person, that it needs to be practiced in person, that a distance thing is not work. However, I can attest to the fact that it has been hugely successful for me. I did all of my training in a group online, and I received my attunements in distance Reiki as opposed to in person. We don't have a lot of alternative practices like this locally, and so it wouldn't have been something that would have been really easy for me to find. And so when I was looking to practice, I decided to go with the online route, and at the worst, what could happen? It wouldn't work. But luckily it has been very successful for me. My attunement was, the way it worked for me is that I did all my practice and, practice and studying. And then I received all 3 Reiki attunements at once. And so it was like, boom.
Oh yeah. I don't think I could have done that.
And it was the attunement I received was very kind of cool. I knew that I wasn't going to get a whole lot of quiet in the house with my kids in here. So I went and made a little spot outside and I sat outside, which was kind of out of character to begin with for me anyway, because I'm not a big nature girl. Like I'll go outside to get to somewhere, but I'm not, unless I'm at the beach. I don't want to be out there with all the bugs and everything else. It's just not my thing. So it was really out of character for me to feel drawn, first of all, to even going outside. So it kind of opened my mind a little bit in that way. And I felt really safe and comfortable, something that I don't always feel out here. And so like I went outside and like I said, it's distance. So it was a matter of just closing my eyes and going within and connecting with my instructor spiritually and receive the attunements that way. And I remember seeing so many colors in my head and feeling such a warmth, like more than from just the sun. Like it was almost like it was radiating out of me as opposed to going inward, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And it was just a beautiful experience. I remember clearly seeing the solar plexus chakra, the symbol for the solar plexus chakra, so many times in my head. And yeah, it was a really beautiful experience. So it's really, really interesting, you know, the different experiences that you can have, whether it's in person or I keep wanting to say virtually, but that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
Or distance. Yeah. And we're in a virtual world. It's stuck in my head.
Right, exactly.
But
Same thing.
but yeah, it's been a really neat experience. And I led a distance Reiki session the other evening. That was really, really nice. And you can do it in groups. It doesn't have to be one-on-one either. But you basically go through the different hand positions. It services your whole being. And like Donna said, certain things can come up for you. So the purpose of symptoms and emotions and things coming up is so that you can address them and then release them. And so it really is kind of a process. You want to make sure that you're drinking a lot of water, helping to flush that stuff out of your being. Yeah, there's a whole slew of things. So let's talk about what kind of things do you use Reiki for now? And maybe some tips on what you found the most beneficial.
I use Reiki for everything. Everything. I Reiki my shower. I Reiki my water, my food. I do it while I'm cooking. Because the cool thing is once you do your symbols first thing in the morning, you can ask for them to be activated all day. And so then I can just say, I want to bring energy to my water, or the energy to my shower, that it cleanses and brings purity to my soul. Or, I use it in the garden. I use it at the nursing home with my residents, especially if they're having a really rough day. And I don't really have to do anything but just, put my hand on their back, or, it's kind of cool once you get accustomed to it and get used to working with it, how fast you can bring it up. That was my biggest fear in the beginning, was, oh my gosh, do I have to do all of this every single time? It's going to take me 30 minutes just to get where I need to be, But as you work with it and practice, it gets so much easier. So I use it for everything. If I find that I'm getting stressed or frustrated or whatever, I'll kind of lay my hands on my heart, or if I can't do that because I'm in public and I don't want to look like look silly, like a woo-woo person
in the middle of
you just kind of start using your hand points. But yeah, I use it for everything. I mean, I don't even think about it now. I use it so much. And the cool thing too is, and here's another, I was with a bunch of college kids this weekend at a football game. So, they're college kids, so they're having their fun, but sometimes that fun can bring up some frustrations within the group. And so I found myself taking my hands and just, kind of like out, like I was going to go up and hug you, but we were in a group. So I just kind of put my hands up and I just went within and was just like, trying to calm the group down. And it was amazing. My husband went, I was trying to figure out what you were doing. Bless his heart. He's been with me for 30 years and hasn't figured me all out yet.
We love our husbands in that way.
So he goes, I was trying to figure out what you were doing. He goes, but the coolest thing, and he's really never seen me, I guess, in action and that kind of action with Reiki. He goes, it was so cool to watch everybody just start mellowing out. And then they just started laughing. And he said, he said, you could tell somebody was getting ready to fight before your hands went up. And he goes, and then the whole energy just calmed.
Yeah.
Because I kept thinking, what just happened? What changed? And he goes, and then I look at you and there you are with your.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
You were like Moses.
Yeah.
Parting the Red Sea.
What are y'all doing? We're going to stop this right now.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and here's the thing, like I realize in this moment, I don't know why this is coming up for me. I realized in this moment that I had viewed something like Reiki when I was little, and always thought, I wish I could be able to do that. And you know what that was? That was the Care Bears.
Oh yeah.
It was the Care Bears. They would they would do the Care Bear stare and send out their energy.
Right. The heart.
Stop laughing at me, all of you.
No.
But like, they would send out their energy, and it would take away, you know, the evil or whatever it is that they were trying to, and it would make things better. And I used to sit there and watch that when I was little and go, I wish I could, you know, be a Care Bear and send out energy like that. And look at us now.
We're Care Bears.
We're Care Bears. And so I kind of love, when I explain to my kids about what Reiki is and how it works, I use that example as well, because it's something that they can visualize and understand. And I've used it with them, and I've used it with my husband as well. He had one of the first the day after my 21 day, because you have about 21 days that you need to do really go within and focus after your attunements, and you have what can be a little bit of a detox process. Your body, like Donna talked about, a lot of things start coming up that you need to address, and because it's important that you remember, especially if you get into this as a practice to heal other people, that you are going within first, that you're making sure that you're also serving yourself, you're doing yourself Reiki in the morning and at night at the very least. And serving yourself first. So after this 21-day period was over, my husband was saying that he had a headache, and I'm like, oh, let's try it. Because I hadn't had like that one-on-one experience like Donna had with her class. I had just been doing everything either distance or self Reiki. And it's really just been a beautiful process. I had a friend of mine was receiving a major surgery, and I was able to do a distance Reiki session with her as she was going through her surgery. She just went through, before the surgery, she said, I had her repeat, I'm open to receiving Reiki for my higher good. And then I sent Reiki to her while she was in surgery, and her surgery was successful and everything came out well. And it really made me, it's very similar. You guys have heard me talk about loving kindness meditation before. It's very similar to that, in that moments where you feel like, I wish I could do something, you totally can. You can be sending positive energy. You can be sending Reiki energy. You can be doing something other than sitting there and worrying, because there's so much to be said about, number one, mindset about a situation. If you're constantly worried, that's not sending good vibes to anybody, including yourself. And then how your mindset can change when you're taking action, when you're actually doing something that you consider to be helpful, your mindset can change. And so I think there's really something to be said for that. If you had one way that someone could use Reiki during the holiday season to be less stressed, what's one thing that you might suggest that they do as far as with Reiki?
Well, the big thing is this person practicing Reiki or?
Okay, so let's do this. If someone is attuned to Reiki energy, what's one thing that they could do? It's maybe like a practice through the holiday season.
Well, for me, the one thing that I do is I make sure that I'm doing my Reiki practice on myself several times throughout the day. Just because the stress level is so high, good stress, bad stress. I mean, it's a little of both. But the one thing is just to breathe, just to take, if you have to go in the bathroom and just take 5 minutes or not even 5 minutes, just take 3 really good deep breaths and call in, those symbols with that breath to give you that extra oomph that you need, to get through the stress or whatever. And you don't even have to go to the bathroom. You can be standing there in front of, I mean, the good thing about the breath is you don't have to do hand placements anywhere. So it's, you can just breathe it in, but you can visualize the symbols going in with that breath. And I have to say it in my head. I'm not a really good visualizer, so I just kind of say that I'm doing the chakra or the Hansei Shonens or whatever. So just take those breaths, see those symbols going in and calming you, and then just feel for just a second that wash of calm that just comes over you before you enter into whatever situation that you're going in, whether it's a family get together or you're shopping for the perfect gift for the perfect person and you don't know what that is. And so you're so stressed out, And once you do that, it kind of calms your mind. And at that point you can think and try to figure out, well, okay, for Jessica, I would really like to get her a squirrel,
You when I'm stressed out,
but when I'm stressed out, I'm not thinking squirrel for Jessica.
Absolutely. So that's a really, really good thing, is just to make sure that, you're taking that time for yourself. Like I mentioned this morning during Monday meditation, earlier today, I talked about, that's what I hear so often from moms, is that I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time. No matter whether you're a mom, serving your family, or a Reiki practitioner serving yourself and other people, you have to serve yourself first. You cannot pour from an empty cup. It's really important. And I know I have hammered that home for the last year and a half in the Moms Online Mastermind. But it's really, really important. You can't give your best to someone else if you're not giving your best to yourself. So yeah, really, really good tip. And I would say for anybody that is not, attuned to Reiki, whether there's 3 levels, there's 1, 2, and then master. If you're not attuned to any of those, find someone that is, because I would venture to bet that there's someone that is practicing near you that you just may not be aware of. And if there is not, there are people online like myself who do the distance Reiki sessions. And so you'd be able to find that as well. I do, like I said, I've done complimentary group sessions before. So there are groups that do that. You can look out the New Moon Mama community. I did it in there, and I plan to continue doing it maybe about once a month. And then you can find the one-on-one sessions as well. And cost for that usually varies based on practitioner and how long they've been practicing, etc. So just be on the lookout, because I know for me, I didn't think there was anything locally at all. And it really took a lot of digging for me to find something locally that was similar. And so just take some time to explore the area that you're in, because a lot of times, like I said, there's things there and you just don't realize it. And if we don't know what Reiki is, we weren't ever looking for it anyway. So now that you know, you can look for it and find that out. I do want to say that if you are going through any kind of medical issues, please make sure that you are consulting with a physician. Reiki's another alternative healing technique where you don't want to be like bleeding and go get Reiki. Please go to a doctor. You want to make sure that you're taking appropriate medical action where necessary. So, but yeah, I think you'll find that a lot of doctors even are opening up to these kind of healing modalities. I had seen a doctor recently who was like, hey, I don't know a lot about that, but who am I to knock something that's working? So I love that attitude, and we need more doctors like that as well, because if something is working, whether it's Reiki, whether it's acupuncture, whether it's chiropractics, whether it's whatever the healing modality is, if it's working for you, then that should be fantastic. It's fantastic that you don't have to go through something else. So our time is almost up now. Boo.
Wow, that was fast.
I know. Donna, if you want to take a moment and let people know where they can find you if they would like to reach out to you.
Currently, the easiest way to find me is through my Facebook page, which is Sahiki Chai, which is SEKACHAI, and Sahiki Chai stands for Sisters for Life. So that's probably the easiest way to get me. I do check the private messaging constantly, get back very quickly. So that's probably the easiest way.
Awesome. And I will make sure to put a link down below for you guys as well, so that you can click that and find Donna. As you guys all should know, because I say it 100 times, you can find me here on this page, and you can also go to either jessicadugas.com or momclub.online and find more about the Moms Online Mastermind. Donna is a diamond member of the Moms Online Mastermind as well. Mm-hmm. And I love having her in there to share that experience with me. So if you need that constant support throughout this holiday season, the membership is the way to go for you. Ridiculous, inexpensive, and put yourself first. Make sure that you have a supportive community around you, so that you can not just get through the holiday season, but really enjoy it as well. Mm-hmm. So really great support there in that community. So be sure to check that out. So thank you so much for coming on with me today. I'm so excited to have had this conversation with you. It's always good to chat.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Yay. I hope you will come back again. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. Be sure to tune in to next week's episode of Monday Morning Mama, where I come to you every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Central Time for inspiration for every mom. Next week, same time, same place, we are going to continue our topic of stress relief during the holiday season. And next week we are talking EFT with my friend Kara Melendi. And I mentioned earlier in the show, that's how I met Donna, is through Kara's programs. Kara has been instrumental in my spiritual and personal growth over the last 2 years. And I'm really excited that she's coming to share with us as my mentor and friend about EFT, which Donna and I have greatly benefited from the EFT as well. Fantastic tool for you to have in your holiday stress relief arsenal. So until next week, I'm Jessica Dugas, reducing stress in the world, one mom at a time. Have a fantastic day, everybody.
Bye.